Scrappy peeps, welcome back to my channel for another process video. Today I'm going to be working on a 12 by 12 scrapbook page. Now if you've been following me for a while, you probably have noticed that I'm in a season of using what I have. I've been scrapbooking for over 20 years and I've really wanted to put a dent in my Chatterbox collections. This one that I'm using today is the sunroom, and it is perfect for fall layout. So I really like this plaid that I have right here, and what I did was I pretty much took like 1/8 of an inch off. It could be a little bit more. I didn't do any measurements, but basically what I decided to do was frame that out because the Chatterbox papers are really thin. So I have all the corresponding cardstocks by Basil when I purchased these collections, so that's what I'm using. So once I did that, I then decided to grab another one of these sheets because I got so many. It was like when I purchased the cardstock kit that corresponded with the collection, I got 5 of every color. So I definitely want to put a dent on that. So I'm in no short supply with cardstock. Now the great thing about using the cardstock as well with this Chatterbox is Chatterbox paper is so thin, it really does help support that thin paper when I use the cardstock. So then I moved on to the blue cardstock. Like I said, I cut down that to, I want to say 10.5 by 10.5, and just kind of frame out another frame for this other cardstock Chatterbox paper. So I really like this striped paper that is in that collection as well, and it just basically adds a little bit different. Now when I glued it down, I realized I did it in a vertical manner and I wanted it in a horizontal manner, so I'm just going to go ahead and cut that down. When I cut the paper, I actually think I need a new blade because as thin as that Chatterbox paper is, it didn't cut through all the way, so I think it's about time. All right, so speaking of stash bashing, I have a lot of these My Mind's Eye. They came with like titles and die cuts, and I really want to use those up. I think they're super cute and I think they're perfect for this page. Now here are the 2 photos that I'm going to use. I did not put them side by side. I actually showed you when I did put them side by side that they just don't line up and they look very awkward. Anytime that happens where I feel like it is too much of a difference of a photo, I kind of separate them out a little bit with paper, and that's what I'm going to do. I didn't mat these photos whatsoever. I feel that the Chatterbox pinstriped paper does that for me, and I already have so much cardstock going on, I really didn't feel that I needed to mat those photos. All right, so then I'm going to start working on the title using some thickers. And at first I thought I was going to have it as little pumpkins. These are 2 of my daughter, my son, and then one of their friends. And at first I was like, I think I wanted something different. So I thought about 3 little pumpkins. And first I was going to spell the word 3 out. But then I was like, you know what? These, as we all know, thickers are pretty expensive. I didn't really want to do that. I hardly ever use my numbers. And I thought, you know what better way to use my numbers or when I have a number title, to use the actual number. So I grabbed a 3 and now it's going to read 3 little pumpkins. All right, so then I'm going to start gluing everything down. And one thing about Chatterbox, because the paper is so thin, I noticed that I need to use my ATG gun. The reason why is when I use my tacky glue, you actually can feel the bump and see it underneath the paper. So I'm going to go ahead and glue everything down with my ATG gun. And anytime I glue anything near a photo, I use my ATG gun as well. Just because, I mean, it's not 100% of the time, but I just wonder if the tacky glue is going to mess up in the pictures in the long run. So if for whatever reason I do need to use tacky glue on a photo, I use very little. All right, so I grabbed a label from the October afternoon just to kind of create a little bit of a cluster. It's going to be a small one because I really didn't have much else to go with this. So I'm going to go ahead and glue that down, and then I'm going to go ahead and glue down the title. And I believe off camera I also glue down the title. I don't think I keep it on there for you. Now, what I'm showing you when I was pointing to the photo is that there are people in the background. And I try to think of clever ways to cover them up, and what I decided to do was use the pumpkins title and go ahead and layer that over the photos. right, so next I grabbed some enamel dots from various companies. I believe two of them, or one of them might be from Freckled Fawn, or Lawn Fawn, one of the two, I don't remember. I always get confused with those two. And then the rest are from October Afternoon. And I thought I would just go and pull out more of those fall colors, which were orange, yellow, and green. I'm just gonna add a few little, 3 little cluster right there, and then I'm gonna do the same thing on the title. I really didn't have a third spot to put them at, and so I'm okay with that. So even though, you know, they say 3, the triangle, whoops. Okay, sorry about that, everybody. My video was vertical, not horizontal, so I had to fix that real quick. All right, so then I'm moving on after I got done putting the enamel dots on. I am going to move on to the phrase stickers, which are by Ali Edwards. Those came into a kit. Believe it or not, they didn't really have too much themed as far as like pumpkin patch or Halloween. It had a whole bunch of just other type of words on there. So the ones that I ended up deciding to go with is October Memories, Yes Please. And I'm going to go ahead and tuck those in. And I'm going to call this layout done. Now I'm not going to be journaling on this layout. I'm doing something a little bit different with journaling. I used to print right away, and then I was wasting a full sheet of 8.5 by 11 paper just for that one journaling spot. So now I'm trying to wait till I have a cluster or a good amount of layouts, and then kind of just journal all at once and print them all at once on a full sheet of paper. But if you're wondering where I'd position that journaling, it would actually go right below the photos next to the pumpkin. And that's my layout. So it was really short, really quick. I did have everything prepped before and cut down for you guys before I did my video. So I do hope that you liked this video. If you did, if you don't mind giving me a thumbs up, I really appreciate it. And if you're new to my channel, I would love to have you here. Have a great day, everyone. Bye.